to drive to work, drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today Hillary Clinton took time out of eating babies to make a statement about a particular 2020 Democratic candidate. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is down there in the description box. Click that link, read the story, check out the other donations, then donate yourself. Devon's Journey to Recovery. It's not for us, it's for charity. I have to say that every time so people know. We're not making money at all on YouTube. We're not monetized or anything, so no, we get no compensation from this, so it's for charity. So please help out at Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. Not my dick. Description box. All right. So Hillary apparently was in an interview, and she had some things to say about more Russians and their association with a particular Democratic candidate. So let's read it. It's from CBS News. The title of it is Hillary Clinton suggests Russians are grooming a 2020 Democratic candidate. All right, let's read. Hillary Clinton suggested that Russians are grooming a 2020 Democratic candidate, implicitly referencing Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard without directly naming her. Gabbard has often been criticized for her seeming support for Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad, including meeting with him and openly questioning U.S. intelligence conclusions that Assad carried out chemical weapons attacks on his own people. Now, do you see this? That's how all these articles, all these mainstream articles, and even independent news, do you see how they start their description of her? It's not the seemingly anti-war candidate who's running on an anti-regime change war podium. That's her thing. Instead of that, it's who controversially met with Bashar al-Assad and supported the conspiracy theory that there wasn't a chemical attack there or that Assad didn't do it. You see what happens here? Like from the jump already. And that's not even what this article's about. Yet that is the thing they go to. That's the first thing when they talk about her. I'll get into more, about the psychological reactions to this. But continuing on, Clinton spoke with David Plouffe, the campaign manager for President Obama's 2008 campaign, for his podcast Campaign HQ. She discussed Russian interference in the 2016 election and likely intrusion into the 2020 election. It's funny how all these guys, all these millionaires are starting podcasts and shit. Thanks, Rogan. Thanks, Joe Rogan, for becoming official enough to make this, applicable to any millionaire who, thanks to the viewers who only look for, it's high quality. I hear an echo, man. I can't listen. Anyways, here's what Hillary said. They are also going to do third party again, and I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary, and they're grooming her to be the third party candidate, Clinton said presumably about Gabbard, referring to Russian efforts to support third party candidate Jill Stein in 2016. You see that? Something that normal people will look at like, that's a fucking stupid narrative. That's such a dumb narrative. But if it's on repeat over and over again and you're dealing with dumb people, sooner or later you're going to say, fuck, they're saying it so much they can't be lying about it. That makes no sense. So there must be something there. It may not be as cartoonish as they explain it to where Russians are everywhere, but there has to be some truth to it. And that's what they're aiming for, right? That's what I would think. Right? You aim, aim for the moon if you don't make it, you land on a cloud. I think it's Kanye West or something. But it's like, oh, we'll take this. Like, this is just to get you guys to see, oh, that's too extreme, but it might be something a little bit lower than that. Thus, you buy into the Russia narrative. Or people who just want to see Trump out of office, they'll buy into the Russian narrative. Meanwhile, selling out people who, want no part of that bullshit. Right? Let's see. I can read up to here. Clinton continued on and said, "She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far." It's like, I don't know what the term is, but when you blame the other team for doing, and you blame them and accuse them of things that you are actually doing, right? We know these guys fucking hire bots to like their tweets or give them views or they hire people to show up at their rallies and all that. We know that happens. Or to stand outside with signs saying, "Go Hillary." We know they do that. We know Hillary and Bill Clinton colluded with Russian oligarchs for business deals and to make a shitload of money. So what they do is they accuse the other people of doing it. So the dum-dums will never think, oh fuck, they can't be, working with Russian oligarchs because they're accusing someone else of it. Who would be so dumb to do that? It's like the same scenario as like the person who commits a crime and they show up at the crime scene, or they're the ones that call the cops, right? They kill someone, then they're the ones that call the cops, like, "Oh my God, someone's dead." They're like, no one will suspect me. No one will suspect me. I'm the one who called the cops. How could it be me? Anyways, that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she is also a Russian asset. Yeah, she's a Russian asset. I mean, totally. Clinton continued. Clinton supporters have alleged that Stein served as a spoiler in the 2016 election. No, you're the most openly corrupt candidate in U.S. history to ever run for president. Straight up. I don't even think it's close, man. Granted, I don't know all the presidential races that have ever happened. Continuing on, Clinton says, "They know they can't win without a third-party candidate, and so I don't know who it's going to be. But I can guarantee they'll have a vigorous third-party challenge in the key states that they most need it," Clinton said about the Russians. Yeah, you can just make shit up now. No problem, just make it up. This is... it'd be obvious if you've been paying attention. I don't think, your TYTs are going to cover this in a real way. They might, cover it in a back page or some, like, one of their alternative channels, like they did with the Epstein thing, where they had like this is a pretty good interview. But it's on, TYT, channel F or something. Some shit way over here that nobody really looks at. It's like, what? Cedar, Pac-Man, are they going to talk about this? All three of those things have been, they've been all on the Russian story. They've been selling this narrative for things like this to happen. They've been selling that. Right? People on the same level as them, as far as independent news, I'm not talking about popularity, but like, mystique. They have the same independent mystique as an Aaron Mate who debunks all of this shit. The whole Russian narrative. Or Glenn Greenwald. And they continue. They're like, screw it. This hurts Trump, right? Politically, it hurts him. Strategy. We gotta win. That's how you do it. So, this shouldn't be a surprise. This could easily be... one would be the smear Tulsi, because I would suspect because of the foreign policy aspect. It could be you know, the like reverse psychology in a way, right? Of like a Dave Chappelle skit where he's talking about Michael Jackson, like, talking about it like it's a conspiracy. Say, hey, Michael, we need you to go in and suck another little boy's dick. Thank you, Michael.
That's what I'm waiting for, because the timing of this Michael Jackson shit is what makes me doubt it. Every time there's wars going out of control, or the economy gets bad, or something is wrong with the world at large, it's always these moments in history that Michael Jackson will coincidentally jerk off a kid. This is getting ridiculous. Like, are you planning this shit? Do you have meetings? Michael, thank you for coming. As you know, Michael, the war has not been going as well as we expected. There's been a lot of hiccups, and the public is asking us a lot of questions, of course. And, well, Michael, there's no nice way to say this, and all I know how to do is be direct, so let me just be direct. We're gonna need you to jerk off another child, Mike. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But it would really help out.
But the main part that I'm going to look at, that probably other people aren't going to talk about as much, I don't think they are, is psychological. Now, all you guys that claim to be, objective viewers of the news and of the candidates and of their policy and all that, it's like, you need to understand this is why you have people who are ride or die Tulsi, just like people are ride or die Trump. This is why. This creates that. Because they see the most corrupt candidate of all time smearing their candidate as a Russian agent or Russian asset. Right? Like, I'm sure there's people walking around like they're trying to smear Tulsi at every turn. Right? That's why they're going to criticize TYT so heavily. Granted, I think they're dishonest as well about Tulsi Gabbard. Maybe not by critiquing her, but by leaving out the other candidates' critiques. That would be a dishonest move, in my opinion. But yeah, this is why they're so, heavy set on Tulsi Gabbard, and why they're so heavy set. Like, Trump fans are like that because they're like, oh, they're trying to take him down. I know he's good because the bad guys are saying he's bad. So that means he's good by default. And it's like, this is why people say this, like things like that help Trump out, right? The whole Russia gate thing, even this Ukraine gate thing. It's all that helps Trump because the fans are originally there because they considered him an outsider. And you guys are just further continuing that narrative, right? Even though his policy seems to fall right in line with like a Bush or an Obama, as far as foreign policy goes. Domestically, it would probably fall close in line with George Bush. But the fans don't notice that because they only see the swamp attacking Trump. And the same thing's going to happen for Tulsi Gabbard, which is why maybe it could be a positive. Maybe. All right, that's it from me. Please subscribe if you like. Comment, agree, disagree. Give me information. Do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. You can request a video if you want. I do those. Donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link. Down there. Try to make sure my hand's on camera because I always do this. No one can see it. Down there. Description box. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.